Hi everyone, it's Varsha from Knowing Luxe. I'm here to talk about this special bag and reveal it to you. It's something that I bought a few years ago and I absolutely love the design. Now, it is not a summer bag. It's something to really embrace in the fall and the winter. And I never thought I'd buy this, but I've seen other YouTubers have it. And that's when I was like, if I were to buy a bag like this, it would be in this pairing. And it's something I want to share as far as like wear and tear, and I might as well show it to you now, of course. It is the Chanel 19 in this gorgeous tweed houndstooth design. Now, I am so excited to have this because I always knew that I would want a black and white tweed if I were to ever buy a tweed. I was very nervous owning a tweed because of the wear and tear and just, you know, is it too granny looking? You know, is it just like more mature basically? And I think in the classic flap, it never really did it for me because I thought it was a little too mature. But when I saw it in the 19, I felt like it was the best of both worlds. I feel like the chunkier chain, this detail, and even the long strap and the way that it falls on me really just works to be a little more casual, but then of course you can dress it up too. Now, the other hesitation that I had about this bag was the wear and tear, because with a fabric bag, you always run the risk of having some pilling. Now, on this bag, it's actually not as bad as it could be, and I don't know how much is gonna actually come up in the camera. It doesn't actually look that bad, but in person you can tell that this has been worn lots of times with different fabrics rubbing up against it. I've worn it crossbody, and so there is pilling. Pretty much after the first time that I wore it, it did have the pilling, and I was really nervous. I started just holding it in my arm. But the practical thing is, and this is like the medium size. So here's my hand. And so it's kind of, you know, you'll have to look up the dimensions online because I don't have that on me, but it's not the small and it's not the like maxi. So I think they're calling this the large, or probably the medium. And I love it because it's fabric. And so the larger bags in fabric to me can still look very dainty when you wear it. Like, I love that I can kind of smush it and wear it, and you can actually allow it to fit sort of any outfit, any style, like day to night basically in the winter. Like, would I go out to a bar with this? Probably not. But would I go out to a nice dinner, to anything during the daytimes in the winter and fall? Absolutely. It is not, it's more like day to evening, not necessarily like night. But tweed is really not an evening bag kind of look anyway, so there's that. What I love about the 19 is this huge pocket in the back, and it has like a magnetic clip, which is really great. The chain here allows you to kind of have it as a crook of the arm bag, and then also like hand carry. Now just notice how this will dip like over time. It hasn't started to yet. And there is some packaging in here, which I'll show you in a minute. But over time, like the way that this holds, and depending on how heavy I make the stuff, there is gonna be a dip there. And I'm okay with that because that's fabric, that's the usage. I have a canvas green Chanel seasonal bag from the Cuba collection back in the day, like it was that long ago, 2016. But it was, you know, the wear on it is really just from feeling it and using it. But the quality of the materials, and same goes for this. I mean, it's so thick, and it's not the kind of wool that is like scratchy or itchy. It's like a pretty high quality wool that this is made out of, and cotton, of course, it's blended. And I really like this pattern more than like the busy check, because I think in this size, you can make it out so much and it's not as busy. It's more of like a statement design than just houndstooth as a print, if you know what I mean. And I really do like that. So let's open it up. I've also really have always loved this. As soon as they came out with the 19s, I was like, why didn't they think of this sooner? The weaving in the hardware is my favorite feature. And I have one brooch from Chanel, and I told myself I would never buy them, but when I saw that they were making them like this, I had to have it. I'd done a video on that, so please check that out. It's one that actually has the weaving like this and then has some, what are they called, gems, or not gems, like charms with like the clover and the number 5, a camellia. It's a really beautiful, simple brooch. And I never use it, but I don't know how to wear it, or I just haven't really found something that really needs it. But I'm glad I have it because of this design and because it's such a classic Chanel piece to have. So this is a seasonal, so there's no like zipper up here or anything like a classic flap. That's, I think, pretty much how all the 19s are, though this is my only 19, so I don't know. It is tricolor or bicolor? It is 2 colors. No, it is 3 colors. It is like a light silver, a ruthenium, and then a matted gold for the hardware. This chain, when I first saw it, I thought it was gonna only be a shoulder strap, but it does fit crossbody, and I know I'm seated right now, but like it's perfect for crossbody. It fits kind of like at a high waist, which I absolutely love because the bag is bigger. Any longer and it would be too bulky to actually use and wear. So we've got that, and you know, I've stuffed and unstuffed this so many times. I have the stuffing in it from like other bags and stuff, but so it doesn't come with that kind of stuffing. It does have the serial code inside. It has a zipper right in here with the little Chanel placard where it says Chanel, and it says this one's made in Italy. Now I don't know if all tweed is or if 19s are. I couldn't speak to that, but that no longer bothers me because these newer bags from Chanel, as I buy them, I'm noticing that it's hit or miss with quality no matter where they're made. I really wanted a classic flap in black from France, which I was able to get, which I'm very, very happy about. I still have the sticker on this, so I don't know why, but I've really, because of the pandemic, only been able to use it for one season, really. But here's the inside. I'm glad the lighting is kind of working. I just decided to record this on a random evening because a friend of mine messaged me, and she follows my blog, and she was like, I don't know who I can like share this exciting news with, but I bought a 19 and it was her first Chanel bag, and I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. And I just felt so honored that she was including me in her joy when she bought this, and that I was somebody that she could actually like celebrate with because of my obsession, if you will. And so this is really exciting that she got this, and that kind of moved me to make a recording about my 19 because I don't think I've ever talked about it. I definitely didn't have this channel when I bought it, and I don't even think I had the channel from like way before when I first started these videos. I think I bought it before all of that. And so I didn't even think to like unbox it or reveal it or anything. But I wanted to talk about it because it's so great. So now what I'm finding is, because I have so many handbags, and what's kind of always been the case with handbags is that you've got your seasonal pieces, meaning there are certain things that work for winter and certain things that work for like winter, fall, spring, summer. And that's kind of how I've categorized my bags, where the brighter ones tend to be things that I reach for in summer, spring, and then the neutrals tend to be the ones that I wear as like everyday bags. The ones that are tan neutral, brown neutral, like the Loewe golden brown color, the Louis Vuitton black Mahina one that I have, which I also have a video on. That one I tend to wear as my everyday bag in the winter. And then, Goyard bright red tote tends to be the tote I go for in the spring, summer. And then my Gucci tote is old and used and beat up. And so I tend to use that kind of for whatever, like all year round. But then I have my Prada nylon tote, which tends to be the winter tote that I like. So kind of just depending on that. I really want to do a video on Balenciaga. If you like Balenciaga, let me know in the comments. And I think it's very underrated. I think it's going to make a big comeback, and I'm so glad that I have quite a few pieces from Balenciaga, including some ready-to-wear, because it is going to blow up again. I just know it. The 80s and early 2000s were Balenciaga's time, and all of that stuff is coming back, as you know, from what Prada has done and what pretty much all the brands are bringing back. I mean, even Air Jordans are trendy now, right? So all of that is coming back. And so I think the Balenciagas are gonna come back, ideally the city bag, because you know, second only to a flap style bag, the city bag I think is the best bag for just like practicality in all the sizes. I have the mini, the regular, and the Velo, just amazing bags. So I digress. So if you have questions about the 19, if you have made it this far in this video, please subscribe and like. I love seeing that people are subscribed. I love chatting with people in the videos and getting to chat with you all about your purchases and what you like, what you dislike. Also correcting me if I don't have the right information. That somebody did that for me recently. And also talking to me about just like theory and ideas and philosophy behind luxury shopping, luxury goods. I love all of that stuff. So should you want to chat more about it, let me know. And definitely let me know if you have one of these, what color you have it in, or what you're hunting for, what your dream bag is in a 19. I'd love to hear that. I know a lot of people are preferring it just for its practicality, for the back pocket, which is so great for nowadays. All we do is reach for our phones when we're out. So that is such a bonus. Like most young moms really like it. And so yeah, that's my video. I would absolutely recommend the 19 bag, and I would absolutely recommend the 19 in tweed if this is something that you've been hesitant to get because of what tweed sort of represents as like sort of an older, more mature thing. Let me know if you agree with that. Is tweed cool? I don't know. I always think of it as more mature. So if you agree, disagree, let me know, and I look forward to seeing you in the comments. Thanks.